Okay, so this was your homework. You basically had to translate this high level programming language into MIPS but using BNE. So I showed you how to do the same thing using BEQ previously, right? So let's see how we can use BNE to accomplish the same thing. So my first instruction should be a branch instruction, since I have to check two registers. So let's write BNE $17, $18. So I'm checking the contents of $17 and $18. And now tell me that if you have 7 here, let me write this down below instead. So if you have 7 here and 8 here, if these two if these two numbers are equal, what should you do? You should enter if block, right? If you have two unequal numbers, so I can just simply write here if, for ease of understanding, that if I have two unequal numbers, I'm going to enter an if block, and the code inside the if block is going to be what? Add $19, $17 and $18. Okay, however, what if now you have, suppose 7 and 7. So if you have 7 and 7, you should definitely not enter if block. You should, let me write this down here instead. You should enter else block, right, and perform this sub operation. So you should not perform this add operation, whereas previously you had to skip this sub operation. Okay, so when you have now 7 and 7, what happens is that your two branches are not, your two registers are not going to be equal, and therefore this branch won't be taken, and therefore sequentially whatever lines of code you have here are going to get executed. So here you should have basically the code for the else block, which is sub $19, $17, $18. But look, we again have the same problem, which is that once my sub instruction gets executed, my add instruction will get executed as well, whereas previously my add instruction, as I showed, was not supposed to be executed. So what we can do simply is write jump exit, and let's assume we have an exit here. So in this way you could have written the same thing using the branch instruction, branch not equal or BNE instruction. So actually it is possible for you to write the same program without a jump instruction. So how can you do that? Well, the answer is another branch instruction. So let's say instead of jumping to exit, let me just check here. If 17 and 18 are equal, then I should basically exit. So here in your program, since you had 7 and 7 here, this means you basically have 7 here as well. So since you have 17 and 18 registers having equal values, this branch is now going to be taken, right? Let me write will be taken. As a result, you're going to go to exit. So this is basically the same thing as using the jump instruction.